As always, the internalization of the piece is the first goal. In short, it makes it possible to know what you are playing well and what needs improvement. You will have a much easier time telling the difference between what is going well and what needs more practice. You will more often catch mistakes. There are two main ways we internalize or get to know a piece of music: singing and listening to the recordings of the piece being performed. Hi, I'm Clay from the Cello.online, and welcome to this practice guide all about internalization for French folk song. Use the timestamps in the description to jump to whatever part of this video you need, and also check out the extra resources there as well. As always, the internalization of the piece is the first goal. If we know how it goes, then everything else is much easier. Why is that? Well, in short, it makes it possible to know what you are playing well and what needs improvement. When it comes to playing a musical instrument, it is not always so obvious. In fact, it can be very difficult to know what you are playing well and what could use some more of your attention. When you have internalized the piece, though, when you have properly tucked it away in your heart and mind, this difficulty is exponentially reduced, meaning you'll have a much easier time telling the difference between what is going well and what needs more practice. You will more often catch mistakes. You will have a much easier time hearing those places that need some extra work. There are two main ways we internalize or get to know a piece of music: singing and listening to the recordings of the piece being performed. I'm going to give you some words here to help you sing French folk song, but I also want to let you know that I have this piece recorded here on the channel with piano accompaniment. Please use it as much as you want for listening and playing along, and also check the description for more recordings and resources. Pro tip: when listening to the recording here on the channel, listen with the music in front of you. Let me preface this with, don't worry if you're not yet using music or your note reading is not that strong yet. I have something for you as well. If you are using music and are reading notes well, then definitely watch the notes go by as they're being played in the recording. This greatly increases your active listening. Any kind of listening is good, and certainly better than none at all. When we are listening with the music in the background or having it playing while we are involved in other tasks, this is passive listening. Nothing wrong with it. It still will help you greatly, and this is the kind of listening we can do the most, that we have the most time for, right? Because we can do it while we are doing something else. But the more active listening you do, the faster you will internalize the music. Even if you are using music, and especially if you are not yet reading music, then discuss what you heard with someone else. What did you hear in the tone, in the overall sound? What do you like or dislike about this particular performance? Maybe you have a friend who is also learning this piece or has already learned it. Talk with them about it. Share video recordings with each other. The more decisions you make about what you are hearing, the faster you will internalize it. Active listening. Now for the singing. As the title states, this is in fact a song we are learning. I like to use words when possible that help us focus on some aspect of the piece we are learning. I have written these words to help remind us of the beautiful legato singing sound that should be our goal in French folk song. They go like this. Say them along with me on the screen. Pull the bow smoothly and listen for tone. Listening also for intonation. Is my sound singing and going to you? Should I check fingers and right elbow too? The cello sings just like you and I do. Great. Now we're going to sing it, so sing along with me. I'm going to find our starting note. And be sure and sing this in whatever register you need to. Pull the bow smoothly and listen for tone, listening also for intonation. Is my sound singing and going to you? Should I check fingers and right elbow too? My cello sings just like you and I do. I stayed on key. Let's talk about the words for just 1 second, actually. Pull the bow smoothly. This is one of our goals in French folk song, a nice, smooth legato tone, okay? We also want to be playing really, really in tune, so we're listening for intonation. Is my sound singing and going to you? Am I projecting? Am I putting enough arm weight into the bow, which is something I should probably still be focused on, yes? Should I check my fingers, all right, to make sure they are rounded, all right, curved in the right way, that all my fingers are doing what they're supposed to here in the left hand? And should I check my elbow? Am I dragging the bow around, and that's what affects my, is it affecting my legato, beautiful tone here in French folk song? My cello should be singing. You can also, if you want to, pluck and play along while you sing. Always great to do pizzicato. I'll even put my bow down. Pull the bow smoothly and listen for tone, listening also for intonation. Is my sound singing and going to you? Should I check fingers and right elbow too? The cello sings just like you and I do. Whoa, I got off there a little bit. Well, and this is why singing helps us so much, okay? Letting us know instantly, especially if you play along, if I'm actually hearing the right notes or not, okay? And I left that last part here in the video, just so you know, if you sing off a little bit or you get off on 1 or 2 notes, don't beat yourself up. This is all part of the learning process, is learning to recognize pitch, to sing pitch correctly, to play pitch correctly with our left hand. So, don't be afraid of mistakes. When we shy away and we tense up, that tension is going to lead to our playing, and that's the absolute biggest mistake you can make. So, make your mistakes loud and proud, and, go for accuracy. Okay, we want accuracy. We want to be exact about what we're doing. It's a very exact kind of art that we're involved in here, but don't beat yourself up. Okay, now, here on the screen are the practice timers for this lesson. If you don't know what a practice timer is, check out this video right here. If you've already seen that or just want to jump right in, take your pick here on the screen.